then I'll do the roll call, and I can go to the agenda first. Let's go forward now.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started. So, today is 10:35 a.m., January 22nd, Thursday, and we're going to call the meeting to order. Start with the roll call by the executive director.
Guam Police Department, present. Guam Airport Authority, Airport Police not present. Guam Port Police, present. Office of the Attorney General, not present. Guam Customs and Quarantine, present. Guam Department of Corrections, not present. Guam Department of Agriculture,
Present.
Guam Judiciary Marshals, not present. Guam Fire Department,
Present.
Guam Judiciary Probation, not present. Department of Administration, Department of Youth Affairs. Okay. Guam Aircraft Rescue Firefighters, not present. Guam Department of Parks and Recreation,
Present.
Guam Judiciary Probation,
Here.
present. Office of the Attorney General, not present. Guam Community College, not present. University of Guam is not present. Mr. Chair, we have a forum. And I can proceed down the agenda for everybody.
Okay. You want to proceed?
So we do have a quorum. The next item on the agenda is the review and approval of the minutes for October 23rd, 2025. That was emailed to you. If you do not have a copy, we do have copies available. If everybody has had a chance to review the minutes and somebody wishes to make a motion,
Our motion to approve the minutes.
there's a motion to approve.
Custom second.
Second by Customs. Any objections? Motion carries. The minutes for October 23rd, 2025 are approved. It'll be posted. Next item is chairman remarks. Chief, do you have any remarks for the commission?
No, just have to welcome everybody back. Brand new year.
Yes. Vice chair?
Same.
Same? Okay. Under old business, general force structure, subcommittee meeting, our next meeting is February 5th, 2026 at 10:30 a.m. here in this conference room. So agencies, if you, have designated representatives for the general force structure meeting, please inform them. We will put out another calendar invite, to remind everybody about it. The key for the next meeting is the position description questionnaires, the PDQs. Needs to be updated. If you have new ones, you need to submit it both to the commission as well as to the Department of Administration for review. The intent by the chairman is to review and start our process. I will yield now to the chairman of the subcommittee, Chief P.O.S.T, regarding any remarks regarding general force structure meeting.
Thank you, sir. So we were actually hoping to submit all of the documents in December or sometime early this year. However, one of the stumbling blocks that we run into is the fact that you can't push forward if we don't have the PDQs, and that's very critical in order for us to move forward. If you don't turn anything in, I'm not sure what's gonna happen or how that's gonna impact your respective agencies. But it is prudent for us, and every time we've had a subcommittee meeting, just keep in mind that I have put it out there, that we need to collectively come together, submit all of this, and if you have any issues, let us know. I am able to send, I guess, samples of what Customs has done, so you can see where certain positions lie. But just keep in mind that it has to be tailored towards your specific entity, so that it all jives with the LEO force structure in and by itself, and that you have enough wiggle room within the lower rank to be able to create an apprentice journey craft and master craftsman, which will be known as the non-competitive career ladder promotion positions. We will be discussing this further, but I am hoping by the time we have our meeting on the 5th of February, that everybody's documentation will be submitted so we can present it and to the commission for further action. And that's all I have.
Okay, so as a reminder, please send it out. That is for category 1. Okay, category 2, I was thinking we need to also work on the category 2 for Guam Fire Department, ARF, and the forestry. If you can go back and advise your chiefs to also start looking at the PDQs, and maybe as a commission, or we can have a separate discussion on how we're gonna handle the category 2s at a later date. But the one for February 5th is for category 1. Next item under old business is the medical program. Our fire chief is not here. He did.
Another question.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, Mr. Chair.
About this. Are we expecting anybody to like jump on the force structure after we present?
I hope not.
Just like, because you know what happened, right, with the 40%?
Yeah,
Started off with the Guam Police Department, then everybody else started to jump in, right? And before you know it, we have security guards who actually got the 40%. And then we had the, some others that are not even category 1 that got the 40%. So I'm wondering,
So
if we present this force structure and then somebody says, oh, wow, that's my opportunity to jump on it and get a better pay structure, are we expect, so I'm thinking revenue tax.
So-
They carry guns.
Right.
I don't even remember what category they are.
They're not, here's the thing, the general force structure is for all current category 1s. Not all of the folks that were under the law enforcement pay scale are considered category 1. That's what we have to remember. We're only doing it for the agencies under the Post Commission.
We not-
And I know it's gonna happen, and everybody knows what's gonna happen. So the other agencies under the LEO pay plan are gonna go to their oversights and probably say, we need to be put under the Post Commission.
And then that may hold up.
And that may hold up our
Pay plan.
our
And
plan.
the LEO's force structure.
And so if you're looking at it, the agencies that will be affected, like DRT has both compliance officers and
ABC.
ABC and revenue.
Yeah, they've been trying
And
to-
then under the Department of Agriculture, we have the animal control officers that are considered under the law enforcement pay scale, right? This is generally just for category 1, excluding the forestry, fire, and ARF. There are, and I have been asked by security guards, as well as DMA, Department of Military Affairs. They've actually reached out whether or not they're gonna be part of P.O.S.T. I said, that's a statute. You have to change the statute if you're gonna fall under P.O.S.T. So you're gonna have to present it to your oversight chair or your chairman, and if they do it, then it's gonna go through the public safety chairman, who's gonna have to hold a meeting to see about it. If, the one thing I don't have before me, Mr. Chair, is I actually have a list of all those positions, and what I'll do is I'll email it out to, all the P.O.S.T. members as to which positions are under the LEO pay plan that are not under the P.O.S.T. That way we have as a commission, we have an idea of what we're potentially looking at is who are these people, who are these positions and agencies that are may request or will request rather to be part of the new P.O.S.T. General Force Structure Pay Plan. Because that's really what it is. It's the General Force Structure Pay Plan for all Category 1 under the P.O.S.T. Commission. So I'll brief everybody. If any agency comes up to me, I'll be sure to just advise everybody at our next meeting, but I'll advise the chairman immediately. And if he wants to call for another meeting to discuss it, then it's up to the chairman to discuss.
So what basically is really going to help set the difference is when we do the structure and address it specifically category 1
Correct.
and all that. And so that, I mean, anybody beyond that will
Right.
have to happen at a later time.
Yeah. And that's the intent, is only to do the Category 1. That's why I mentioned for the Category 2s to consider, and maybe we can have a discussion later about what are we gonna do for the Category 2s? Because Category 2s are part of our commission, to be fair.
How many categories do we have?
We have 3. So if you look at Category 2, it's the Guam Fire Department, the Aircraft Rescue Firefighters, Special Deputy Marshals. That's pretty much it. And then Category 3 are the mayors and rehabilitative personnel at the Department of Corrections. So this may impact the Department of Youth Affairs, where maybe your rehabilitative personnel need to be included under Category 3. But that's a discussion amongst yourself first, and then you can bring it up. I do know that if you look at certain statutes, forestry, animal control, the entomologists from the Department of Agriculture are considered peace officers. If you look at DRT, it's the compliance officers, the revenue officers, the tax investigators are considered peace officers. So there are positions within the government of Guam where, according to the statute, they are considered peace officers, but they're not part of the P.O.S.T. Commission. And that's something that they have to bring up if they want to be included in the commission. The other thing with the inclusion in the commission is the current commission has to decide whether or not they are gonna be voting or non-voting members. Because if you look, we actually have 13 voting members right now. And if we add the other agencies, are they gonna be voting or non-voting? Because right now, the Department of Parks and Recreation, Park Patrol Division is, under P.O.S.T., is a non-voting member. And there's been some discussion with Chief Delahi about possibly changing that to a voting member. And they have been present at all of our meetings here. So that's the thing that I can put out to everybody in the commission, is that the general force structure is really for the current Category 1 officers. That's what we're working on. Should the statute change, then we can do that. And I told this to the governor and the public safety, that I need to do a white paper and show the governor, okay, what positions are affected, could affect, potentially affect, who's considered Category 1, Category 2, and Category 3. So I'm still doing my research on that, and I hope to conclude that by our next meeting and then present it to each of you as far as what we're looking at for the other positions. Does that answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving on to the medical program. Our fire chief is not here. He did say he would be here, so we'll just, that's still pending. We'll table that discussion to the next meeting. Next item under old business is the post-curriculum review and approval. So the firearms tactical firearms or firearms course for your trainers, your training coordinators that work with the apprenticeship program and with the criminal justice department. There's always been an issue regarding the amount of ammunition that's needed for firearms qualification. The old standard is 460. We all know throughout our careers that that needs to be increased. In fact, your agencies, when your cyclists are going on, are probably bringing in extra ammo for those cycles. So the recommendation, based on my discussion with the Guam Police Department, Fire Instructor Major P.O.S.T, and the other firearms instructors, were to increase the minimum requirements for the ammunition. Last meeting, we discussed whether or not it's gonna be 40 caliber, 9mm, because some agencies still had the 5906, some agencies were still using revolvers. So I amended it to read ammunition agency specific type, which is, for some it's 9mm, and I believe Customs is going back to 9mm. And then the 40 caliber, and I believe DOC still uses 38 caliber. It's the 38 revolvers. So that's what we have. So I made it to say agency specific. That way, when your trainers are coordinating with GCC for the apprenticeship cycles, they ensure they get the right amount of ammunition.
So then your course syllabus would change, because I think on one of the pages it says it actually identifies like the Glock 22 40 cal.
Yes, and I apologize for that. I made the amendment, but I believe I didn't update everybody with the updated one. But I will ensure that throughout the curriculum it says agency specific and not a particular ammunition, 40 cal or specific weapon.
$1,000 per student? But for the GCC classes, 40 cal.
GCC is already 40 cal.
That's what they're.
That's what they got. A limited amount.
Chairman, question. So I just pulled this out. There was already the bill proposed, so was it never made law then for DPR and revenue and tax to be included as voting members for P.O.S.T? It was a bill from,
Yeah, there was a bill to include them. I don't
Didn't-
think it ever passed.
it was just
Under
sitting
the
in my
current,
folder of many
Was it
things.
38, 37?
It was 37, then it needs to be
70,
reintroduced.
yeah, 7137,
Yeah.
Jesus, so tiny.
Then that died.
That
Okay.
died.
It has to be reintroduced. The 38 and that should-
Do we keep this or shred it?
I would forward that to the Department of Parks and Recreation and the
Would you
Department
like
of,
to keep this?
Revenue Tax, and let them work with their chairpersons
Okay.
if they're, because there's obviously a few chairpersons.
Do you know anybody at Revenue Tax?
If I could get a copy, please.
Would you like? I was like the magic folder where things never go away.
Okay. We're gonna need to give you the accordion folder pretty soon.
Yeah,
Chairman, regarding the tactical medic force, is that already been established or is that been built or?
So the tactical medic, that was a conversation I had with Lieutenant Largus, I believe. And unfortunately, we never finalized the tactical medic. We were looking at tactical medic because if you look at first responder right now, there is only one instructor for GCC, and that is Mr. Bautista.
Yeah.
I did speak with, I guess you retired Lieutenant Largus, and I did advise him, I said, I know we're looking for another instructor for first responder if he's interested. I don't know if he already contacted GCC.
Yeah, we're just waiting for them to contact us to let us know when the position's open, so we got personnel too that are interested.
So they can actually do it as adjuncts if they wanted to, and all they have to do is get with GCC. Mr. Munoz is looking for instructors for first responders. There was a discussion between myself and Lieutenant Largus and myself and Mr. Munoz about TACMED as a substitute or an additional course or an alternate course for first responder. That was the discussion I had with Mr. Munoz.
That also would need to be changed in the law because the only thing that's required is the first responder.
Right.
The first.
So what we can do as a commission, and that's what we're doing now, is we're adopting the minimum requirements, and we can do it in lieu of first responder. We'll do the or the TACMED.
And that's a full-time position for that? If they,
There is a full-time position that Mr. Munoz is looking at because that first responder is offered 3 times a year, the fall, the spring, and the summer. So I believe he needs a full-time, but it can be an adjunct because the one in the summer is really taught through the Criminal Justice Academy, their cycle, the CJ cycle. But the first responder is for the fall and spring semester is normally done on Fridays. Mr. Bautista, that's when he teaches that class.
has he since retired?
My understanding is he has not retired, but he's not teaching it this semester. So we really need to get adjuncts for first responder, or we need to look at adopting the TACMED for all first responders, category 1s. So if everybody has a chance to review, if there are any amendments that need to be made or any motions, we can hear it now.
If we see nothing inherently wrong with the tentative syllabus and the attachments, are you looking at doing a vote today or just do a review until the next meeting?
My intent was that if everybody had reviewed it, we could take the vote and I can make any amendments. Because then I would present it to the Criminal Justice Academy and GCC that these are the new post requirements for it. That
Can
was
I
my
make a
intent.
motion to submit this for approval pending any technical amendments that need to be made.
Any objections? Okay, motion carries. I will make the amendments, but before I forward it to GCC, I will forward it to the commission for, any changes, for your final review. The next item under post-curriculum review and approval is the emergency vehicle operators course. This is a discussion I had with the two primary instructors for EVOC, Lieutenant Gamboa and Sergeant Carl Cruz are the only instructors we have. This is only for category 1. Category 2 is different. Just know that. The fire has a separate EVOC course that they run. So for category 1, and I've personally been on the Jigo Raceway track when Lieutenant Gamboa and Sergeant Cruz are running. Logistically, they're needing more support equipment. More importantly, there's no requirement for police package vehicle in the thing. The way it's written in the current one is it says the agency shall provide. The intent is to ensure that the curriculum specifies that the police package vehicle is there. And if it means that the Guam Community College, when they're running their EVOC course for the Criminal Justice Academy, purchase a police package vehicle, then they need to do that. For the agencies, we've always used the Guam Police Department. And that's what we're having. The Department of Parks and Recreation and the Guam Port Authority do have police package Durangos, and so forth, and I don't know if Airport Police still has their one charger that's a police package. But we want to make sure that the curriculum states police package. If you look at the vehicle that was purchased by GCC, it's a Dodge Charger, but it's not a police package vehicle. It's just a regular Charger that they put lights and sirens on. That's what they did. So the two instructors, Lieutenant Gamboa and Sergeant Cruz, that we can't use that. So that vehicle has not been used for EVOC. The vehicle that's being used is coming from the Guam Police Department. And so we want to ensure that it's specified. Myself, I talked to the chief of police regarding getting a police package vehicle for the post commission that we could use whenever we have the academies or your cycles, that at least there will be one on site, and then if the other agencies or Guam Police Department need more, then they would have to pull from their fleet. So that's my intent, is to have a police package vehicle that will be assigned to the post commission. It could stay with training and staff at GPD, or it could come here and I can exercise it, since I did go do the EVOC course myself, and just make sure it's exercised and ready for when we have to do the emergency vehicle operators course. So that's on review for approval. Again, that is for the police package vehicle and for some of the equipment that they need out there. If you actually see the EVOC, the instructors are actually bringing out their own tents. They're bringing extra cones from their agencies. There's not enough cones to mark the lanes and the routes at the EVOC course. So oftentimes, Lieutenant Gamboa and Sergeant Cruz are actually getting it from GPD to support the cycles. So we wanted to specify what was needed and the support for it. So that's on for review and approval.
Okay, so I make a motion then, as with the first one, to submit this for the commission's consideration, subject to any technical amendments that may be made.
And second that.
There's a motion,
And then,
there's a
I'll second.
second. Are there any objections? No objections. That concludes old business. Moving on to new business. Amendment to Title 27, Chapter 3, Section 3106B1, Category 1, minimum training. My office has struggled been struggling and we're having a hard time coordinating disability awareness training, mental health first aid. With mental health first aid, that was a grant funded course. And of course, with grant funding, it's running out. But if you look at the CJ process, which is, CJ 206, which is the social values in the CJ process, under section 2, chapter 6, it actually has the course of instruction for persons with disabilities, socioeconomic diversity, religious diversity, ethnic diversity, Americans with Disability Act, frequently encountered disabilities, mental disabilities. That satisfies the requirement under Title 27 for cultural sensitivity and awareness, dealing with persons with disabilities, dealing with persons with mental challenges. So you either coordinate with the other 3 GovCom agencies for those classes, or you make CJ 206 part of your curriculum for your cycles so that it covers everything. When I looked at the curriculum for the category 1s, you already have it. Most agencies have it. Guam Police has it, Port. So we're just gonna make that part of our, moving forward, we make that part of our academies, our cycles. That knocks out that requirement. Because by statute, I have to make sure that everyone under category 1 takes a diversity class, takes the disability class, takes the mental health class. But if you take it under CJ 206, social values in the CJ process, it automatically covers those areas. So that's why I'm recommending that the commission adopt CJ 206, social values in the CJ process, as part of the minimum training requirements for category 1.
So can I just understand that if you have already, because we made it part of our curriculum for our correctional officers to take juvenile mental first aid, mental health first aid, and the OJJDP class on juvenile delinquency. So would that waive?
That would wait because they're already taking it. Those were already pre-approved.
But they're already pre-approved, so in lieu of, so this
Yeah.
would just be in lieu of those sources.
Especially for your new cycles that are coming up. I predict the issue with being able to coordinate with those other agencies for those trainings. And thinking ahead, I'm saying, why don't we just take it CJ 206 right now? You already have your cycles. Your agencies are actually taking it. I think there's only 2 agencies that don't have it under their cycle. But if the commission adopts it for category 1, then I just work with your training folks and we just make sure that we get the apprenticeship program, inform the apprenticeship program, and then inform the DOL that we're adding that class to your cycle. The advantage of doing that too is for your officers, by taking this class, it's gonna give them 3 additional academic credits, right? Most of the agencies are anywhere between 40 and 43, right? So they're gonna get 43 or 46 for category 1. Why is that important? Because when you're looking at your sergeant promotions, most of them require completion of a minimum of 45 academic credit hours for promotion. For the other agencies, yeah. So that's the other thing. Third thing is this, for your officers that want to pursue their degree, they're only 4 classes away from an associate's. And that's a good thing. And then if they want to pursue their bachelor's, then they can go to UOG. The credits from GC are transferable to UOG. They're already halfway done with their bachelor's. So I'm making it part of it to meet the current requirements, to assist them with, upward mobility in the future by encouraging them to get their associates as well. And then if they decide they want to get their bachelor's, then they have the base foundation of an associate's for it. So that's why I recommend, yes.
The question, so we adopt the CJ 206, the social values course.
For category
For
1.
category 1, Would that ultimately be required for all other categories to take?
That's a discussion I need to have with the fire chiefs regarding, because that category 2 is, you already have a curriculum that's approved by DOL, the apprenticeship program, and myself. And so if that needs to occur, then we need to have that conversation for category 2. Yeah, this is just strictly for category 1. If the commission members need more time, I can get a copy of the curriculum for CJ 206 if you want to review it. I can do that. I've actually requested of it from Mr. Munoz, but he wasn't able to provide it to me by this team. So if you want to table this discussion, we can table the discussion until the next meeting.
From my perspective, I've actually given course on social values. And if you put the other requirements in there, I think it's only logical. I mean, it just seems to just fit. And you're taking care of federal requirements as far as any funding opportunities. And I think it's just a simple matter of making sure that whoever the instructors are, insert as part of their training syllabus what you hope the students will learn. So I think it's a good thing. I don't know, I think that there shouldn't be any further discussion unless you're confused about, on what social values are. I mean, social values is what shapes your attitudes while you interact with the public, and that starts from the time you're born, and you get indoctrinated into the culture, and even things like social media and everything starts to have an impact. And so when you're dealing with different groups of people, this course actually helps you to understand that number one, we all have biases, and that you need to learn to put your bias away and then put yourself in that other person's shoes to have a greater understanding. So that's just me.
I honestly, I appreciate that, but I'd like to see,
Okay.
this is.
Sure, and I will, so if you want to make a motion to table it and pending further information,
Sure. I make a motion to table the discussion pending further information being provided to the commission.
and I will provide that at our next meeting. Prior to our next meeting, that way it could be ready to discuss and vote it on. Okay, next item under new business is FLETC training, working with Sergeant Mercy over at GPD for the advanced interviewing course from May 5th to the 8th. I did speak to Mr. Munoz from GCC, so it's looking like it's gonna be sponsored by GPD P.O.S.T and GCC. We're looking at the possibility of probably waiving some of the the fees for use of one of the classrooms or facilities here at GCC. I have not spoken with FLETC regarding the advanced pistol active shooter course. That's still pending. But that's just an FYI. Once going back to the advanced interview, once that's approved by the chief of police, then I believe Sergeant Mercy advised me that she will inform everybody about the availability of slots. So that's what we're looking at. Okay, now next item under new business is the post certificates. We actually have, today we're issuing Guam P.O.S.T. We actually have other agencies that were done. We're wrapping up the signing of all the certificates. Both the chief of police and myself would need new pens, so we have to get new pens. But we are already at issuing over 800 post certificates. We are wrapping up everybody else's. So DYA, Office of the Attorney General, Conservation, I believe are the last ones. The chief has the judiciary is already for review, and once he signs it, what Isaac and I do is we actually electronically save that. We will put that under Police One, but we'll also have electronic copies. Once we have electronic copies, then the hard copies will be given to you, and then you pass it out to those officers. We do have stragglers, and I'll use Guam Police as an example. some other police officers were TFOs for the federal agencies, or some of them were probably on military deployments that at the time when all the chiefs were working on ensuring that all the applications are approved. So there are stragglers that were not able to submit their application for approval years ago. So they just have to get with me and Isaac, and we can make sure that that's done. But that's all for category 1 and category 2. So we're passing out some of those now. And then the only other thing, anything on the next item is open discussion and announcements. Does anybody have any announcements?
I have one, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
DY is coordinating with the International Criminal Justice Training Center for a fundamentals of verbal de-escalation training. They're set to be on Island on May 18th. May 19th will be the training, and then they're offering a train the trainer for all law enforcement officers on the 20th and 21st.
What's the title of the course again?
Fundamentals of verbal de-escalation.
How long is the course? Is it a week long?
No, the training is 1 day, but the train the trainer is 2 days, so May
Okay.
19th will be the fundamental training, and then train the trainer is 19th to the 20th. Please just get in touch with us if you have any officers or anyone in your personnel that wants to take the training. And the post commission has agreed to provide the training.
Yes. So like GPD, Post is working with DYA for this training. We're looking, depending on how many students can be part of that class, we're looking for a classroom big enough for that. So whenever DYA tells me what the instructional requirements are, then we'll start that coordination. We do have funding for, if we have to rent rooms, we do have funding to do room rentals. And that's the same thing we're doing for the advanced interviewing as well.
Is there a cost associated with the training?
It's free. The only cost associated is the logistical,
The venue.
the venue itself, and that's where Post is gonna step in and, cover that. I am trying to get with Mr. Munoz as well on that to see if he can, help us by reducing, the costs, because we'll make it a CJ Post for, training opportunity. So like the folks that are currently under the criminal justice program, that might be, I was thinking that I could offer that to Mr. Munoz. In return, he'll defray some of the costs.
I mean, using a free venue is not an option? Like Sinahanya, the classrooms that are there? I mean, we've used the Sinahanya complex for our investigation trainings.
So, the AV, gets all set with GCC, and we're just trying to, I guess, reduce what our training facilitators have to bring to Guam. So that's why we're looking at GCC for multi-functional.
Multi-purpose, auditorium.
I think with Sinahana is depending on who you're inviting, the parking.
The parking's a challenge, yeah.
It's probably, because they have the seniors there during the day
Yeah.
and all that, so, and then Gura's parking and all that, I think it'll be a tough thing to have parking for that many people around.
We have a training like coordinates not pretty used.
And as AV stuff.
We have,
If you want, get with the director
Yeah.
and
I
it.
just need to know what kind of AV equipment it can hold, handle, and all.
what they require
Yeah.
for the training. Yeah, just,
I can
give
call
me
you
an
up to
opportunity, and and then we'll coordinate with.
And if we can finalize everything before our next meeting, which is on April 23rd, then we will definitely put it out there, all the agencies at our next meeting as well. Those that, how many slots are available. But that's a good thing, is looking at free venues to see if it's available, if it meets the needs of the instructors.
So it is the National Criminal Justice Training Center, and they are offering this free of charge to us because they received a grant. So it will probably be the first and only time they offer this, and it's geared for law enforcement officers, and it's supposed to produce better outcomes when dealing with the public under stressful situations.
Is there an info sheet that's gonna be passed
So, yeah,
around, like
they're
prerequisites?
They're doing that because we just finalized the dates.
Okay.
So they're working on that and I'll send that out to you. I'll have more information on the training, at the next meeting.
Yeah.
And hopefully a finalized venue. But I don't think they'll do the flyer. I'll get the information on the course itself, but I don't think they'll finalize it until we, finalize the venue, okay?
And if you want, you can send that to me and I'll send it out to everybody.
Okay.
I'll make it easier. So anything else under discussion, open discussion or announcements? If not, our next post-commission meeting is Thursday, April 23rd at 10:30 here in this building. Sir, adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn, second. Any objection? No objection. Motion carries. The Guam P.O.S.T Commission meeting is now adjourned until April 23rd. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.